Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Justin. It's Saturday. That means we're back for another video. We're not going to be doing a movie review today. We're actually going to be bringing back one of my favorite segments of the channel. We haven't done one in quite a while. We are going to be drawing a name from this hat, and we will be giving my 5 favorite movies by that particular actor or actress. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these. I'm actually kind of excited. I've been wanting to do one for a little while. But, I felt no time like the present. So, anybody who isn't familiar with what I do, I have many names in this hat. I actually use this hat also for the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon segment of this channel. We will be doing one of those again pretty soon. I actually have an idea for the 4th of July, which will be the 1-year anniversary of the channel. I kind of have an idea brewing. I might be putting a couple of videos up to commemorate. Thank you for everybody who's taken this journey with me so far. Got my name. Today, we're going to be doing my 5 favorite movies by Emilio Estevez. Big fan. This is going to be exciting, but it's going to be tough. I already know one off the bat, but what will my top 5 be? Stick around. We'll find out together. All right, so my top 5 favorite Emilio Estevez movies. This was actually a lot harder to decide than I thought it would be, because despite the fact that he really hasn't done a lot of acting in the last, say, 20 years or so, he's focused more on behind the camera work. For a good solid 15, 20 years, he was putting out a lot of very entertaining movies, at least from my perspective. So I did get it narrowed down to my 5 favorite. There are several honorable mentions that I will throw out there. Right off the bat, one of them was easy. The Mighty Ducks. I've been a fan of this movie since I was a little kid. I love the whole trilogy. It sucks that he's not in the third one very much, but the first one is it's iconic. And I still love it to this day. Second one that was fairly easy. I've loved this movie too. I'm a big fan of parodies if they're done right. Movies like Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood, that's done right. In my opinion, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1 was 100% done right. Spoofing movies like Basic Instinct, Lethal Weapon, other cop movies. I laugh just thinking about the movie. I'm still a fan. Him and Samuel L. Jackson work great together. Then it gets a little trickier. I ended up going with The Outsiders. I've done a review of this movie on the channel before. I love this movie. It's such an amazing cast. He doesn't have a huge role in it, but just his presence along with everybody else's, it makes the top 5. The Breakfast Club, I was torn because there's a lot of movies of his that I like, and as iconic as The Breakfast Club is, to me, it hasn't aged as well. The older I get, it just hasn't aged as well. It's silly. I get it's standing in society and how iconic it is, but it's silly. It hasn't aged well, but I appreciate his performance, and, it makes the top 5 for that reason. And then Men at Work sneaks into the top 5. Him and his brother Charlie Sheen, I think it's a really funny, it's a silly comedy. Is it a good movie? I don't even know where I would score it, but they worked well together, and for that reason, it's always got a special place, in my mind, because it's a fun movie. It's not a good movie, but it's a fun movie. So that's my top 5. The Mighty Ducks, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, Men at Work, The Outsiders, The Breakfast Club. A lot of honorable mentions. Judgment Night, that almost made my top 5. It's such a good cast. Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., Dennis Leary, Stephen Dorff, Jeremy Piven. Really fun story. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Free Jack, him and Mick Jagger, Rene Russo. I enjoy the movie very much. Bobby, which he directed about Robert F. Kennedy. Really good biopic. Even though it's not really a biopic, it's really about the end of his life. Young Guns, St. Elmo's Fire, both Stakeout and its sequel, another Stakeout. Maximum Overdrive, that almost made my top 5. I've always been a fan of that movie. I will defend that movie. I think it's very entertaining. And he has a small role in Mission Impossible that's really entertaining as well. You know, but I couldn't put it in my top 5 just because I don't think his role is big enough. So that's my top 5 favorite Emilio Estevez movies. The Mighty Ducks, Loaded Weapon 1, Men at Work, The Outsiders, and The Breakfast Club. Let me know what your top 5 favorite movies by Emilio Estevez are. Please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time at the movies. Take care.